Hello everyone, my name is Megan and today I have a very long and large overdue book haul for you. I don't know how I let this happen again. Life got hectic, it's the life of a booktuber, and I have almost 30 things to show you now because I have not done a haul since sometime in October, and it was before my birthday. So I want this to be as swift as possible, so I won't go too into detail with things, but let's just jump into it. To start off with, I think I'll just show you the two things that I paid the full price for. And the first of these is The Clothing of Books by Jhumpa Lahiri, I think is how you pronounce her name. And this only costs about $6. It's an essay, a very lovely one, about book jackets. I don't think I need to say any more. The next thing I paid full price for is Betty and Veronica. This is an all-new design, a sort of revamping of the comic books. This particular cover was designed by Adam Hughes, but there were so many, like somewhere around like 20 different cover designs for this first issue here. And I love this one because it looked the most vintage and awesome. Okay, so from here on out, the rest of these books will either be gifts or books that I received for a moderate or great discount. The first of these that I will talk about is Skim by Mariko and Jillian Tamaki. They are cousins. I love their work. Mariko does the story and Jillian does the artwork. And this is the story of a 15-year-old girl. I read it once some years ago, but I had sort of vowed that I would collect everything these ladies did because I just love them so much. They're amazing Canadian authors. Well, Canadian author slash artist. This next book, which I found at Value Village, is Nora Ephron's I Remember Nothing and Other Reflections. She is an amazing, may she rest in peace, is an amazing film director and writer and journalist, essayist. She's done so much, but this is a collection of her essays, and this will mean that I have almost all of her work. Well, I mean, I'm really well on my way to, but to find it in perfect condition in hardcover was exactly what I wanted. Another book that I found at Value Village that I just could not let go is The Tale of Jemima Puddle Duck by Beatrix Potter in this adorable little pink botanical edition. I'm working on potentially someday owning the whole box set there with the little numbers on the side. Another book I found at Value Village is From Anna by Jean Little. I love Jean Little. She's one of my most favorite Canadian authors ever, especially for children. Her stories, I've just never not enjoyed one of them. And I read this once, like for a school assignment back when I was little. And it's about a girl and her parents. I think they're German or Jewish, one of the two, and they're in Canada. That's all I pretty much remember. And this book I found at a secondhand store I was pretty excited about. It is Three Cheers for Pooh, A Celebration of the Best Bear in All the World by Brian Sibley. And so this was, at the time, this was 80 years. I know that this book's like kind of older, not too old because it's in perfect condition, but anyway, it's just a history of Winnie the Pooh, and I love the world of Winnie the Pooh so much, so to learn stories about the history and its creation really appeals to me, and this wasn't a whole lot, so I thought it was a great find. And the last book from Value Village, a friend found for me and got it on my behalf, and it is The Lost Files of Nancy Drew. This is one of those books that is really interactive. Like, it has things to it, like lift the flaps and just cool interactive stuff. And at first I was like, is it gonna be too kiddish? But no, it's really devoted to the original older series and the old styles of the books, and includes sort of a history on their making, which I didn't expect. So I was super excited to get this. I think it was only like $4. This next group of books I got at a pretty good reduced cost, and the first of these is Leave Me by Gail Foreman. I got this way back in September and read it in less than 2 days because I was so hooked on it. The premise is a woman who is so busy with her life as a editor and a mother to her kids that she doesn't realize she's had a series of mini heart attacks, and she gets a massive one, and it sort of gives her pause and reflects on her life, and she realizes she just can't do her life anymore, and so takes off and leaves, and it's all from her perspective. The next book I got for reduced is 13 Ways of Looking at a Fat Girl by Mona Abad. I read the premise of this and immediately had to have it, and then when it became nominated for the Scotiabank Giller Prize, it was longlisted or shortlisted for it, and it is 13 sort of chapters, but really they feel more like short stories about the life of this girl. They're not all in her perspective, and it's just a really different way of telling the story, and it's a critique on media and the portrayal of women's bodies and the need to go to diet and everything like that. The next book, which was a total surprise for me, was right after Christmas I got it, and it is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I was not going to buy this. I was going to wait because it just came out like in the summer, and there was a long wait list, and by the end of the summer I was like, I want to read it in the summertime, so I was going to wait till next summer. And then I saw this for $6. Apparently there was a group of copies that they just thought were, you know, like when they're sort of, I don't know, marked up in some way, or like dented at all, they'll like put a stack of them and reduce the price. So this was, I don't know, this was $24 regular, and I went back the other day to Chapters and they were back. Like there was no sale ones anywhere. So I got really lucky with this find. I went through the stack and found the one in the most perfect condition. And this is about a girl who I think she's the daughter of a political kind of guy, and like a political figure in the community, and there's a scandal or something, and this is her recovering from that. I think that's basically what it's about, but I really wanted to get it because of all the adorable little doggies on the cover. Here's a pug. This next book I got on Black Friday, and it is A Child of Books by Oliver Jeffers. He is quickly becoming one of my favorite modern, like contemporary and current children's book authors and illustrators. His style is fantastic, and this was 50% off, so I got it for like $10 and it was great. This story is amazing. It's a little girl who's born and raised in books, and the whole entire story is constructed of books and type, and it's just so amazing. The next book that I have to show you is Joanna's Christmas by Joanna Bosford. Festive coloring book. I got it when it first came out for like half price because they had it at my work, and I got an additional discount, so I got it for super cheap. And as you can see, it's this gorgeous array of coloring pages that have to do with Christmas. And the last book I got for a pretty good reduced price is The Book of Jezebel. Jezebel is a feminist magazine, and this is a sort of encyclopedia that they have produced that involves like there's Nancy Drew in here. There's all things amazing when it comes to feminism and the language thereof, and I just love it. All the people involved too, like there's entries in here for like everything. I love the end papers too. They're so childish and whimsical. But yeah, I think this was another case of where the book was like sort of damaged, but not quite. It's a bit scuffed on the back, but for that reason it was half price. The next group of books I have to show you came to me for my birthday, and the first is from my boyfriend, and it is The Muse by Jessie Burton, and the cover is what drew it to me in the first place. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's also about art and is based in the 60s, and I think there's two perspectives, but like I don't know much beyond that. All I need to hear is art in 60s, and I was in. Another book which I got inadvertently from my sister via a gift card is The Secret Loves of Geek Girls by Hope Nicholson, edited by Hope Nicholson with a foreword by Kelly Sue DeConnick, and this cover is designed by the amazing Noelle Stevenson. She did Nimona, she does covers for Lumberjanes, and she did the covers for Rainbow Rowell books, and she's just amazing. I love her work, and so this is just a collection of short stories and essays about love from some of the top graphic designer, illustrator women in the industry today. I want to say in Canada, but I'm not 100% sure if they are all Canadian, but it's got like Gillian Tamaki in here, and Margaret Atwood, and Sam Maggs, and just a lot of people that I really respect and admire, so this is an amazing collection to have. And another thing I got, it's not a book exactly, but I was still pretty excited about it, and it is Life Magazine's Film Noir, 75 Years of the Greatest Crime Films. I got this with a gift card from my work. It sells magazines, and I got it in anticipation of Noirvember, a thing that happens now in November that us film crazy people like to do. We watch these film noir movies that came out in the 40s. We watch as many of them as possible in November and call it Noirvember, so it's pretty fun. This book was also got on discount, but it was got around my birthday. I think myself and my boyfriend paid for it together, and it is Oh She Glows Every Day by Angela Liddon. She wrote the Oh She Glows cookbook, and this is her follow-up to it, and it is more adaptable to the everyday, like where you want to get things cooked quicker. But yeah, it's vegan, and a lot of the recipes in it just look amazing. The last book I got for my birthday, which I must confess is probably my most favorite book in this haul, I'm kind of biased, it is Classic Penguin, cover to cover, edited with an introduction by Paul Buckley. I got this from my father, who knows me so well, and this is just a history of the cover design for Penguin books. Penguin is my favorite publisher, and they're definitely my favorite in terms of the graphic design of their covers, and it's just absolutely gorgeous stuff. And I know a lot of these covers and their designs, so to learn the history of some of them is just really exciting. And now we come to the Christmas stack. The first one I have to show you is Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, which is in the Vintage Classics edition from Penguin. They did a sort of Bronte collection, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're kind of stumpy, they're more squat, but the design is just absolutely beautiful. I have coveted this for at least 6 months and finally got it for Christmas, so I'm super excited. This next book, oh, this is not a Christmas book. Oh well, I'll haul it anyway. It is A Million Worlds with You by Claudia Gray. This is the third and final book in the Firebird trilogy, and I've been highly anticipating this. I'm going to reread the first 2 books and read the finale, but it is about a girl whose family are scientists, and they create a device that can travel into countless different kinds of dimensions. Another book that I received is The Essentials, 52 Must-See Movies and Why They Matter by Jeremy Arnold, with a foreword by Robert Osborne. This shows 52 classic movies and the sort of history and story behind them. And I'm a huge sucker for classic movies. I have seen a number of these, but not as many as I would have thought. Probably the coolest thing that I received over Christmas is Bossy Babes. It's created by Michelle Volansky, and it is a coloring and activity book for grown-ups that's feminist, and it is so absolutely cool. It's got modern figures in here like Beyonce, Betty White, like all these people. I know Nora Ephron was in here, and Ellen's in here. This next to last book I got via a gift card, and it is The Fate of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. This is also one of my most anticipated book releases of this year, and it is, oh my god, how do you describe this book series? It's adult fantasy, and it's about this girl Kelsey who ascends the throne and becomes the queen of the Tierling, and there are people who want to take her kingdom, and it goes a lot more to a complicated sort of world building in the second book, and so we're going to find out what happens in the conclusion in this third book, and I cannot wait to read it. Okay, getting near the end here, but this last book that I got around Christmas is probably the most impressive book of this haul. I paid for some of it, but most of it was paid for, like, I can't even. The Chicago Manual of Style, the 16th edition. This is also probably the most boring book in this haul. It's absolutely hefty. It's really intense. And the reason I got this is because I've heard from multiple sources that it is the editor's Bible. Because apparently, and it makes sense, most publishers work with Chicago style, and so I have to become fluent in the style. It is also the only style that I did not use during my years of university, so that's great. But this thing, okay, this, oh my god, this story. So chapters had 30% off hardcovers. I had a $50 gift card, so I only ended up paying like $16 or something crazy. And the last 2 books that I have to show you came from my boyfriend on our 6-year anniversary this past New Year's Day, and the first one is Wonder Woman, 25 Innovators Inventors and Trailblazers Who Changed History, written by Sam Maggs. And it is, as it says, it is all these different profiles of famous women in history. And the graphics, trying to find examples here. I really like the graphics in this one. They're pretty cool. And it's like from all different points of history, all these different kinds of women, and a lot of them are names that I never even heard of, so it's a different kind of book, and really excited to get into it. And the very last book that I have to show you is the bookishest book of them all, and it is called The Book. A cover-to-cover exploration of the most powerful object of our time by Keith Houston. And as you can see, it is all about the book. It describes just from the beginning to end what things are, what their labels are in terms of the production of the book. On the back, it's just got the labels for everything. It's all framed there. It's so cool. I read the intro, just the intro so far, and just fell in love. And so it just goes through the history of the book and paper and all the different aspects that go in towards its creation. It's a history of that, and it's super exciting. So it was very romantic of him to get this for me, and I thank him very much. Okay, so those are all the books that I wanted to show you that I've acquired over the last 3 or so months. I shot this once before in early December and lost it, and I've heard of people doing that before, but I actually managed to do so. And so it took a while to be able to film this again, but I have now, and I'm really happy about it. This is going to be super long, so I'll cut this off. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I shall see you soon with another video. Bye, everyone.